Who's hungry? Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. Today, we're going to be going to the viral hot pot spa in China, featuring real chili peppers. Pray for my burning loins. Now, over the past few months, a few different Chinese spas have gone super viral. Like there are these super fancy 24-hour luxury spas in Shanghai, a raging typhoon spa in Chengdu, and a spa hotel in Shenzhen. And as a well-documented spa enthusiast, oh boy, was I interested. But the most mysterious and probably most intriguing overall was this viral hot pot spa, which has a giant red hot pot broth bath that's for people. It's people broth. And not only do the visuals of this thing look insane, when I first saw it, I thought it could be AI. These floating chili peppers are apparently real, actual peppers, which makes me wonder, are we all just soaking in this thing loins ablaze? Is everyone in extreme pain but just vlogging through the tears? And if there's a place crazy enough to create a spicy hot pot people broth bath, what else do they got over there? And after some digging, it turns out that this bath is just one of the 38 different themed baths at the Maple Hot Springs Resort in Harbin, China, which, after looking into it, I think we can safely call a spa theme park. And I wanted to go to this bath so badly, we ended up tacking on a few extra days onto the end of our South Korea trip just to come here. And that's how we ended up here in Harbin, China. Hopefully my thighs survive. Now, if this human-sized hot pot seems like just the bath for you, and you are hopping on a plane to China right now, or hopping on a plane to anywhere for that matter, you're gonna wanna stay connected as you go. And our sponsor of today's video, Airlo, has your back, making sure you always have data. Now, if you don't know, Airlo is the world's first and largest travel eSIM provider that has convenient and affordable data plans, including unlimited data in over 200 different destinations. It is the age of the eSIM, people, and you do not want to be stuck traveling without one. All you have to do is select the plan you want. For this trip, since we're going to China and South Korea, I'm gonna go with an Asia regional plan. Install it really quick. This took me less than a minute, and as soon as my plane lands, boom, I can turn on my eSIM and I have data. In China. And not only are you instantly connected so you can check messages from your cat sitter, figure out where your hotel is, or find something to eat. Also, I didn't know this before, but you pretty much always need data to buy stuff in China because everyone uses WeChat Pay or Alipay on their phones.
This is good.
But using an eSIM also lets you avoid waiting in long lines at the airport to buy a physical SIM card, and it also helps you avoid expensive roaming fees from your domestic phone plan, which are the worst. So if you need an eSIM for your next trip, you can download Airlo at the link in the description below or by scanning the QR code on screen. And for a limited time, the first 100 people to use my code Safiya20 will get 20% off their first eSIM purchase. That's code Safiya20 for a simpler and smoother travel experience. And with that, thanks again to Airlo. And now, let's get into the pot. So our trip starts on the tail end of our Korea production trip, where we had spent the past week or so filming some other videos that you guys will see in the next few months, and we were heading to China for like 60 hours just to film this video. To be honest, I would love to do an extended China trip, maybe pull an all-nighter in Shanghai, get a sea beauty glow-up, and we would also love to do a Taiwan trip to visit Tyler's cousins and do like a night market vlog, but for this trip, it's literally just get in, bathe in as many baths as possible, and get out.
After a long week of filming in Korea, I am ready to soak.
Get me to the hot pot.
Now, one of the reasons we decided to do this speed trip to Harbin now is because it's really not very far from Seoul. It's actually only a 2-hour flight.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
So even though Harbin seems kind of remote, we were already kind of in the neighborhood. And once we landed,
in China.
We grabbed our bags and met up with our local producer Snow, and then headed into the city.
Big columns.
Reminds me of Vegas.
It does.
Caesar's Palace vibe.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Airport stop.
Now, Harbin is located in the Heilongjiang province in northeast China, so it is not only pretty close to Korea, it's also kind of close to Russia. And so, given its location, it actually also has a little bit of a Russian flavor, which we didn't really expect. Both architecturally, see this Orthodox cathedral in one of their main squares downtown.
It's the Sophia Cathedral.
Oh, it's yours.
And also, souvenir-wise, as you can see on their main tourist street.
A lot of Russian nesting dolls.
Yes, many Russian nesting dolls.
Yeah.
But Harbin is actually probably most famous for its ice and snow. Not its ice cream, although this popsicle brand was everywhere.
Oh yeah. 好吃的不得了.
As it turns out, Harbin is actually where they build the famous viral Ice City every winter, which apparently draws over 3 million visitors every year. So this is where the Harbin Ice and Snow World usually is. Obviously, it's May, so it is currently melted, but this is where it goes. Now, obviously, because we came in May, we weren't expecting to see any of the Ice City, but actually, it turned out that they did have an indoor summer ice exhibit open.
Oh, wow.
It's cool in here. Cool, it's cool in here. At first we thought they only had these few cute ice sculptures, a bear, a tiger, a Chinese zodiac display. So let's find the monkey. What are your horse, right?
Yes.
I'm a monkey.
My mom's also a monkey. Don't read into it.
But it turns out that there was actually a whole other giant room back here
Whoa. It's like Frozen Omega Mart.
Yes.
that had a lot of the buildings from the Winter Ice City just moved inside for the summer.
It's my church, but Ice Edition.
Bing Chi-Lin.
So not quite as majestic as some of the videos we've seen online, but a lot more than we thought we were gonna get.
I thought I was gonna hit the wall.
And this isn't a totally random side quest, as the fact that it is freezing cold up here actually fits into why there is a giant spa theme park here in Harbin, as Northeast China is actually pretty well known for its communal bathing culture, partially because when it's freezing cold up here in the wintertime, what sounds better than getting in a giant really hot bath with all of your friends? And in this case, maybe even a spicy one. And on that note, I think it's time for us to thaw these thighs. So we're here outside the Maple Leaf Village Hot Spring Resort in Harbin, and this is the place that has the hot pot bath. Let's fucking go! And the Maple Leaf Hot Springs Resort seems to be a part of this larger Maple Leaf complex. Like there's a whole Maple Leaf outlet mall next door, and the whole place feels pretty new and pretty nice. It's also a hotel, and we are staying here. See, our room, which is pretty new and pretty nice, but this video is about the spa, which is right here in the lobby.
We're in.
We're in, baby! All right, I gotta go put my swimsuit on. You're already in your bathing suit, but you need to get rid of the rest of your stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll see you back here in 5 minutes.
Let's jam you up.
See you on the other side. Now, in our quest to show you every bath this place has, there are also a couple of baths in the back of the locker room areas. These are their naked baths, and I'm pretty sure they are just hot and cold water baths and not special themed ones. There's also a huge wet room area back here where they do what they call a Northeast Chinese therapeutic body scrub, which I am gonna do later, but at this moment, I still had the skin on my ass, and I was in my spa pajamas and ready to enter the spa. Fit check. Large blue pajamas. They're very comfy. Tyler, matching PJs?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Now, immediately past these curtains, there's this huge, pretty impressive atrium area. Whoa! Okay, this is pretty dramatic. I like the people diving down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And as soon as these automatic doors open, you can feel the spa air hit you. Oh my god, it's hot. It feels like a swim meet in here.
It does, yeah.
And front and center, right away, I think this is it.
Oh yeah?
Ready?
Yes.
Oh! We got our first glimpse of the hot pot bath. There's a lot of chili peppers in there. Are you nervous?
Yes.
I'm a little nervous. All right, we should go down. Now, this place is pretty massive, as there are over 38 different pools with a variety of different ingredients in them. I'm literally already sweating.
I am too.
From humidity and nerves. We did go on a Monday in the middle of their slow season, which is why it's kind of empty in here, but that is perfect for filming.
Wow.
So we can give you guys the full bathing tour. And we figured we should probably start the tour with the hot pot itself.
Oh yeah.
It's divided into like 2 different broths. Half is the spicy side, and the other half is a milky, potentially soothing orange and zucchini mix. I guess zucchinis are kind of like cucumbers, right? Spa water? But before being soothed, we needed to be spiced.
Oh.
Okay, it's warm. First victim, me. I did shave my legs this morning, so hypothetically, theoretically, it should burn, right? It literally smells like chilies. My main fear going in was that this thing would set my loins ablaze, but after getting fully submerged, okay, weirdly, my like sort of shaved legs are not burning, but my toes are kind of tingling.
Yeah.
It's like a weird like lack of burn. What witchcraft is this? And I think this was encouraging enough for Tyler to also get in.
Oh, it smells spicy.
Right, it's like mostly in the face.
We got a little peppercino action going here.
Our first thought was that maybe the water itself didn't actually have any chili in it, and any spice just came from the peppers floating on the surface. Yeah, it kind of has like a vinegary, like tangy smell.
Oh, I like it. It smells like a chicken kicker dip.
But I think the real reason why it's not dangerously spicy is that the green peppers, which are kind of like spicier than bell peppers, but not quite as spicy as jalapenos, are real.
I think they might be pepperoncinis.
But the red, spicier looking peppers are fake. At least when we were there.
The red peppers are plastic. Honestly, it's probably for the best.
So as for my loins,
They are doing okay.
loins doing okay. Now, I don't think there's any particular health benefit to bathing in spicy water. Maybe it makes you warmer, so you sweat more.
You look like you're wading through a swamp. You're like in a weird kelp forest.
If anything, even the milder green peppers are probably a slight irritant.
On that note, I just scratched my face a little bit and I do feel a little burn. So I don't think we want our faces in.
So I guess the hot pot bath is pretty much clickbait, but it is still a showstopper.
Honestly, I could use more ingredients.
We got a stew going, baby.
And it did get us to the spa with 30 other pools that are supposed to have more traditional bathing benefits. So let's get out of this one and into the one next door.
The smell is much more inviting and spa-like.
Which is this cloudy calming bath with what I first thought was zucchini, but it turns out it's eggplant and orange.
Cool and relaxing, right?
Oh, it's very cool.
I think I like this side a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't hate the other side.
No.
But I like this side more.
And if you look at the shape and the whole setup, it seems like the spicy bath and the cooling bath are meant to be a yin and yang situation. It's actually kind of on the nose. Yang, hot energy. Yin, cool, soothe.
I like the smell of the other side. I think it's fun to get the constant peppercini. But this is much more spa adjacent. That, we're gonna shock you.
Yep.
And then we're gonna soothe you.
So with our loins, I guess, perfectly in balance, it's time to start the rest of our tour.
All right, we have a lot of baths to go. So let's go dunk. Let's get in them. See what it's all about.
First up to the right, there are these three sort of arrow-shaped pools that are full of just plain hot mineral water.
All right, these are 3 Confucian thinking pools. So we have the pool of investigation, the pool of understanding, and the pool of inner peace.
And this trio is supposed to be a riff off of the Confucian idea of the great learning,
All right, investigation is warm. The tea is piping hot,
where you start by investigating the world, which is relevant to our current state.
right? We're investigating this hot pot spa. We're on the trail.
And that investigation eventually leads to understanding, which also works for me.
Like, I understand that I was influenced to come here by an algorithm, which is definitely true.
Tyler, on the other hand, sat in here for a while.
I'm trying to understand what the Sixers are doing.
That is gonna take a long time. What do you understand?
It was a mistake trading Jared McCain.
I
Yeah,
understand.
but I already knew that. That's the problem.
And understanding the world will eventually then settle the mind into steaming inner peace.
Like, I was brought here by Instagram, and I'm okay with that.
And I guess my inner peace is that the Sixers are never going to win a championship in my lifetime.
That's the inner peace, is have low expectations
Yes.
for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Fair.
Listen, past Tyler, I talked to future Tyler, and things are looking up.
We're in our piece.
Inner peace? I hardly know her peace.
Thanks.
But after all that brain activity, I think it's time for a quick refreshment break. The tea station.
All right, this is like the station of 5 teas, and each tea is linked to a different Chinese element, which is also linked to an organ in your body.
And they have teas for your kidney, your lungs, your spleen, your liver, and your heart. I think my favorite was the liver tea, which kind of tasted like
A rose or like a flower. Liver tea kind of tastes like a flower, not really like liver,
and the whole thing has very Chinese traditional medicine vibes.
right? We're in hot baths, drinking hot tea, in a hot room. We're hot.
Taking care of our spleens.
And just kind of keeping the hot chi flowing. There was also a fish pedicure bath in this corner where they have Garra Rufa fish or doctor fish, which are the type of fish that eat the dead skin off your feet.
I'm not trying to blue ball these guys. I know that they want these. They can sense them. They're begging for it.
Now, we actually tried this before in our Japanese spa theme park video many years ago.
I think nowadays people are sort of split on whether or not this is sanitary or potentially unkind to the fish, and we have already tried it, so we decided to skip it this time around.
Though I think I would trust this one more than I would the one at Circus Circus in Vegas. Now that I can't explain. Why is that here? I'm not sure.
And now that we're done with this little corner, we can move right along to the Orbeez pool.
This is like 2017 YouTube distilled into a bath.
Yes.
Now, we have been making videos since 2017, but we kind of missed the Orbeez trend back in the day.
Oh my God. Okay, it's shallow. Oh, and then it gets deeper. Oh, and then it gets warmer.
But I'm glad that we were able to finally participate in someone else's pool.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it feels so good, Ty.
Yeah.
It literally feels like a rolling massage.
And it is pretty much sensory overload in here.
There's like water in between the Orbeez, but it's straight Orbeez all the way down. It's so relaxing. It's like the Dead Sea, but it's Orbeez.
Now this bath is technically called the Crystal Jelly Bath, so I'm not sure if these are actually Orbeez or some kind of round alternative, but they seem to behave pretty similarly. They're squishy, bouncy, buoyant, and maybe a little mushy at the very bottom.
Ooh, oh, it's dense. Very massagey. You know, people were right in 2017.
Orbeez are cool.
They are cool.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
And since there is that kind of massage element,
Yeah, it's amazing on the feet. It's like rolling massage and like zero gravity.
Yeah.
I think you could say this thing does have some spa benefits.
I would say pretty much 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
No notes.
No notes.
This is the S tier bath.
This is peak bath.
Peak bath.
I might disappear into the Orbeez.
Now, yeah, we can do B-roll.
It might be too late for me.
The main drawback is that you do get some jellies in some unmentionable places, which did happen to me,
Oh my god, it looks like Finding Nemo.
so I assume also happens to others. But I'm pretty sure with these types of water beads, you can wash and reuse them. I hope.
Inappropriate.
There are not that many kids here, don't worry.
But after shimmying off Nemo's lost siblings, let's continue on.
Shall we?
Yes.
And right next to the Orbeez pool was this cold-looking Voolga pool.
It looks like an igloo or like part of like the Harbin Ice and Snow world. So one would think it would be a cold plunge, but no, it's hot.
I was actually hoping for something cold, but I guess it's fine. We'll just keep cooking. It turns out that Voolga is a local skincare company, and they actually sponsored this bath.
I think the secret is that there is some like Voolga serum in the water. So it's like a skincare bath.
And they also sell some Voolga sheet masks on the premises, and I think the idea is that you put one on and then soak in the bath. So that's what I did.
And it tastes kind of sweet. So far, liking it.
It's toasty in here.
Sorry, I was listening to you, but I was also kind of distracted by the fact that this face mask is terrifying.
You look like Michael Myers.
More terrifying than other sheet masks, I would say.
After that, it seemed like the natural next step was for us to get some fresh air outside.
All right, so most of the outdoor stuff is actually not filled yet because it's not summer in Harbin yet.
During the summer, they do have this pretty giant outdoor swimming pool, which they did let us take a shot of while it was empty, but there was one hot outdoor pool that was open next to the Zebra barbecue station, which is open year-round, even in the dead of Harbin winter.
It probably is cooler out here when there's like snow all over the place, but it is pretty nice to be like outside
Yeah.
in the semi-cool air and in a hot bath.
There are some traditional Chinese medicine herbs in it, which is what gives it that deep brown color.
I was about to say I don't know what herbs are in here, but then I found this. It says, Herbal Care of Spa, bathe naturally, enjoy the plants. Smells good, it smells kind of like incense. Although I guess I still don't know what kind of herbs they are, because it doesn't say.
General herbs.
And even though it was pretty nice out here in the springtime air, I was still ready for a not hot bath. Which leads us nicely into our next pool, the big guy in the middle. This thing is called the Caracalla Pool because it's based off of a famous German spa called the Caracalla Spa.
It's not the Casey Neistat water park, but it is like a famous German pool.
Yeah.
And it's also, thankfully for all of us, room temperature. Now there are also a lot of accessories and toys you can rent for the main pool, like water guns, floaties, inner tubes,
And you can also rent sea bobs or like mini sea bobs.
which are kind of like mini underwater personal jetpacks.
So we're gonna get one, and I think Tyler's gonna take it for a spin.
It's my below deck dream come true.
Nice.
Sport mode.
You look cool.
Thank you.
So, presenting our underwater action sequence.
All right, say goodbye to my hair.
Also for this segment, we were using a different mic that synced to our GoPro, so sorry if it sounds a lot worse. We're probably never gonna use it again.
Dude, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Is that him? I can't see.
Now, though this was Tyler's first time with a mini sea bob, he was immediately determined to do some tricks.
Dude, I totally lost you. You just zoomed away.
almost had to, dude. I had to veer out of the way.
So beyond artfully dodging this one guy doing laps, he also tried zooming around the central fountain, veering around, doing some corkscrews.
I feel like I'm at like the dolphin show. The vibe is dolphin show.
Let me try one thing. I want to go between your legs.
Oh, okay.
And also this trick, which is called scooting straight through my legs.
Did it work? Did you guys see him go through my legs? Was it cool? And let's all take a brief moment here to admire the majesty of his chest hair rippling through the water in 4K. So overall, a success.
I had to dodge that guy, but that went well. I do think this kind of makes it more of a spa theme park.
Yeah, because it's like almost like a ride.
It's kind of like a ride.
It's definitely an amusement. Now, beyond the water toys, this pool is actually pretty decked out with jets on like every available surface.
Oh yeah, jets, baby.
Oh, they water floor too. There are some that you can stand on, there are some aqua loungers you can lay on, and there are also these jet massaging thrones you can sit in.
Oh yeah. Woo. I can feel that one from here.
But the thing that was a little bit more intimidating were these elevated power washing cannons. It literally had like a wind force. I did try one, and it maybe wasn't quite as sandblasty as it looks, but it was still pretty crazy.
Is that stripping a layer of skin off?
It's actually not too bad. It's okay.
That lady's getting obliterated.
She's way better at it than I am. And after bobbing around this pool for at least 30 minutes, I think we were pretty much jetted out.
I'm ready for more baths.
All right, well, you're in luck, because there are more. Yeah. Okay, so in order to get through the 13-ish pools left, plus some of the other stuff, we're gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit. All right, now for this side. Even more baths. Now, there were a couple of kids' pools over here, as well as a semi-cool cold plunge pool, but the more exciting sets of pools were down on this lower level. Over here, we have a moisturizing and softening milk bath, and honestly, it does feel soft. Got some milk, which I feel like is one of the more famous weird bath ingredients.
Do you feel like Cleopatra?
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah, wrap me in a carpet and call me Cleo. Here we go. All I need is some honey. Oh. It's less milky than I thought it would be. Next up was a very red rose bath, which was, hot. Hot and rosy. And it's supposed to help hydrate your skin and reduce stress through aromatherapy.
It's kind of like American Beauty.
It would be pleasant and soothing, but it's very hot. I'm pretty cooked right now. And then on the backside of these two baths is one long relaxation pool. I don't think there's anything different about this bath except the recliners, which actually are more comfortable than they look.
Oh yeah! It's like floating in the water with no skill.
The next trio are a set of Chinese traditional medicine baths. This purple one is an herbal bath filled with Chinese angelica, and also turned out to be like the #1 hottest bath in the entire theme park. Oh my god, this is literally tea. I am literally a tea bag. And this one is primarily supposed to help relax your muscles and boost circulation. Makes sense, I mean, it's like super hot.
Toasty!
This brownish one next door is a Ganoderma herbal pool. It is a little bit less hot than the other one, so I am liking it. The purple one's fucking hot.
Yeah.
And Ganoderma is a wood-decaying fungi that's supposed to help boost your immune system and fight fatigue, and almost felt familiar.
The little picture looks almost exactly like that tea that you drank at the world's largest hotel.
Oh, I think that one might have been fatigue fighting.
Yeah, it could be Ganoderma.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe I've drank this before.
Do you sip that?
No, I'm just sniffing it.
Okay.
And then the third bath in this trio is a cherry blossom bath. This one I feel like is mostly just pink.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be mood boosting. I like it.
Yeah.
It's cheery.
I don't know, I'm in a pretty good mood today. It's been a good day all around, man.
And overall, I like this little herbal set, but I already felt like a hard-boiled egg, and every extra minute in here was kind of sending me over the edge. I'm warm.
That was Safiya being warm in a Staten Island accent.
Yes, and it's real. Thankfully, it was just about time for me to head back to the women's locker room and get my scrub. And because you have to be completely naked for this, these are basically the only shots I could get. But in case you can't tell, I was lying stark naked on a table while the scrub technician absolutely went to town with an exfoliating glove. And I thought this was gonna be my break. While I was losing the skin on my knees, Tyler went down to the cafe, which I think usually has more food options during peak season and on weekends, but at this point in the night, the only thing he could get were Popsicles, which was fine because at least they had our favorite brand.
They're like a local Harbin ice cream bar. We've been eating them all video.
Is it birch juice flavor?
I don't know. It could be original melon.
No, I think it's original melon. After that, even though I felt like we had been moving pretty quickly through this second wing of baths, it was about time for the spa to close. But thankfully, the manager let us stay so we could finish our tour. He's a real one. And the last 4 pools back here represent the 4 great beauties of China, who were 4 women from 4 different eras of Chinese history, all known for being super hot. This one's nice.
Yeah.
So these are all supposed to be like beautifying baths.
All right, so Wang Zhaojun was so beautiful that she made the geese fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
That's her vibe.
And her bath is supposed to be moisturizing, purifying, and rejuvenating.
I like the temp. I like the moisture. And you know what? I don't really like geese. So I'm cool with her.
Your Canadian fans are upset.
I feel like Canadians understand how terrifying Canadian geese are, though.
Yeah, respect.
Next up was Diao Chan's bath, which was supposed to help brighten and plump the skin.
And she was so beautiful that she made the moon hide its face. Ooh, plump. I feel like I'm pruning, so plumping could be good.
And Diao Chan is kind of a semi-legendary figure associated with the Three Kingdoms era.
There is like a famous video game about that time period, so I think Tyler has played as this character in a video game.
Oh yeah. Dynasty Warriors 3, my jam.
And then next up, we have the oldest of the four beauties from bona fide ancient China.
So this is Shi Shi's bath,
Pretty close, yeah.
and she sure was so beautiful that she made the fish sink and dive to the bottom of the lake.
They died, they drowned.
Oh, they drowned.
Yeah, they died.
Oh, they died.
Yes.
They died.
And beyond the benefits, I just like how green it is, which brings us to our final bath, Yang Fei's.
And she is the beauty that shamed the flowers.
Those flowers.
Maybe those ones.
And amongst other things, her bath is like an aromatherapy, fragrantizing bath.
So that's why we're doing it last, to maybe infuse some fragrance.
And I would say her smell was overall woodsy and not very floral, so I guess they really were shamed. But after our fourth beautifying bath, soaked and maybe transformed, we had officially reached the end of the baths.
Wow. I literally never thought we'd get here.
But shockingly, there were still a few more hot things to see, which were mostly saunas. Now, they don't have quite as many different types of saunas as they do pools, but they do have a decent amount over here in the Khan Sauna Lounge. I also did put my PJs right over my bathing suit, so please don't judge any conspicuous water stains.
All right, so this is like their sauna relaxation lounge down here. There are a number of like relaxation slabs, I would say. There's also a cafe down here, which you went to and got a popsicle at.
It was good.
A like children's play area, and also a few saunas, including 2 giant ones behind me, one of which is working.
And these big guys are both volcanic rock saunas and also kind of look like Mongolian yurts.
Come on in.
Hello. Is this where we're sleeping tonight?
And it was a very welcome, dry heat in here. Kind of reminded me of Vegas.
Yurt style, baby. Oh my god. What just happened to my voice? The acoustics in here are wild.
Hello.
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 Hello, friends, and welcome to the last quadrant of this video. Hopefully the end of this video.
Now, there are a number of other saunas in these rooms along the walls, like a yellow clay sauna, a green juniper sauna, and a Himalayan salt sauna,
Come on in.
Somehow even hotter.
which not only had pink salt walls, but also had little beds of salt rocks that you could lay on.
Ooh.
It's pretty nice.
And we were almost tired enough to lay right down here and pass out.
Oh my god. This bed is as hard as rocks. Oh, it's rocks.
But we figured we should probably let our spa manager friend go home and finally head back to our room.
All right, is it a wrap on our spa day?
I think it's time to go to the room at the least.
There are maybe a few more things back there, but I think we're gonna call it. I think we got to like 90% completion. I guess we're gonna have to come back.
Harbin, we're coming back.
Now, overall, I am very thankful for the human hot pot because even though it turned out to be kind of clickbait, it is what brought us here in the first place, and as a whole, I think that this spa theme park is pretty great. I mean, sure, at some point, you really have no idea if all the baths really do all the things they say they do, but I really like that they tried so hard to make each bath have a different purpose, theme, or vibe. And I think that's what really makes it a spa theme park. That and the water toys. But after a long day of sitting in every single bath on the premises and a couple of saunas, I was feeling pretty cooked and wrung out like a wet towel. But I will say,
Right now, I do feel very smooth on my arms. The last pools we did were the 4 Beauties pools.
Yeah.
But I also think it could be me being violently scrubbed in the locker room.
Right.
I think my arm is definitely smooth from the scrubbing,
Does it look smooth?
Kind of.
Kind of.
but Tyler's arm was also kind of smooth.
Show me your arm. Ooh, yeah.
So I don't know.
could be the baths. Now, in terms of whether or not I would recommend this place, I did like this spa a lot, so if you are here, you should definitely go. But I will say that Harbin is like 1 degree of difficulty harder to travel to than some of the other places we've been to on the channel before.
It's a little difficult to travel to if you don't speak Mandarin.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And they also speak Mandarin first and Russian second.
Yeah.
So if you speak English, they're like,
What are we doing here?
But if you're, say, coming to see the Ice City, you gotta stop by for a soak.
Alright, so we need a couple hours of sleep before we head to the airport. So we'll see you guys later.
see y'all later, bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.